All right, guys, so let's move on from where we stopped. We are going to dive into string methods. And what are string methods? String methods are inbuilt functions in Python for manipulating strings. We all know that anytime you're thinking about text, the combination of like maybe numbers and words, that means you're talking about strings, and everything is going to be in quotes. But this time around, we want to see some kind of functions that we can use to manipulate strings. So we have different strings methods. So don't mind me, I can be interchanging methods and functions. They mean the same thing, okay? So when I say functions, I can say method. Just bear with me, all right? So good. What we're going to do right now is that I want to take a look at one of the most common or widely used string inbuilt functions. So for the first one is what? Capitalize. So what is capitalize? So capitalize, let's create a new cell under this. Now let me just write some couple of codes. Let's assume you have Ashake right now. Ashake is just like a name. We call it Oriki in Yoruba. Like, I don't know what Oriki really means in English. So what it is that I want to make sure that I have this A to be what? Capital. So now I need to type the name of the variable, put dot and type capitalize and open and close bracket. So the moment I do this, let's run the code and let's see what's going to happen. You can see Ashake has been displayed, and at the same time I have capital A. So let's move on to another. Just understand the fact that anytime you are writing a variable, you put dot and type something, and that thing have open and close bracket in front of it, that is what? A function. All right, so you are manipulating the string Ashake. You want that A to be capitalized. So the next one is lowercase. So let me create a new cell. All right, without no further ado, so this particular variable, let's create another for quotes. And okay, you can see this particular code, we want a situation. I'm having another S. So this is Ugochukwu. I want everything to be what? Lower. Okay, maybe I have Ugochukwu to be capital here, and I want everything to be lowercase. Okay, so return strings after converting the string, after converting all the characters to what? Lowercase. Okay. All right, so let's run the code and debug. Okay, you can see it's changed these to what? All lower cases. So right, another thing is upper. So when you're having upper, that means you want to convert everything to uppercase, right? Return the string, converting the string after convert, return. Don't mind the write up. All you have to do is just focus on the effect. Okay, let's create a new cell under this, and let's probably write some couple of codes. All right, okay, so this particular code now, we want to run it and we want to see what exactly is going to happen. Let's run it. You can see this has been converted to what? Uppercase. Let's look for another one, join. So this particular join would need to, take a look at what exactly it is. And join is more or less like you returning string after concatenating element of the string with a separator. Okay, what do I mean by this? Okay, so all right, let's write some code creating a new cell. So okay, here we excuse me, we want to apply join. So we give another variable called x, which is equals to, we want to actually separate all these ram, dan, and ken. So this is the list variable. When it comes to data structure, you understand what I mean by this. Just type s3 is equals to and put everything in square brackets and write names in quotes, separate them by comma, and type x equals to something like this. Quote. So that quote is what is going to actually separate them. It's going to give them space. All right, so by the time you do that, just ensure that that dot is closer to that quote, and once you do that, print this x and let's see what's going to happen. Okay, so run. Okay, we are having some couple of errors. What else? What's going on? All right, okay, I've seen it. I think I have to delete it back so that you understand. So I'm creating a new I'm creating a new cell, and here I have to paste it in there. I separate this and ensure that this thing joins to each other, and here I have to type s3. All right, by the time I do that, this s3 should be inside this join. So by the time you do that, let's run our code. Okay, fine. You can see ram, dan, ken has been displayed. So another one is what? Return length. Return the length of a string. So let's write some couple of codes about this as well. So we are going to create a new cell under this, and we are going to create a variable. So okay, this is the variable that we created. Okay, fine. This s4 is equals to Python programming language. So we want to see the length of all this Python programming language. And don't forget that there's one thing I want to really make you understand. Python sees a space as also a character. So let's run this and let's see what's going to give us. Okay, So you have 26 characters. You can see the length of all these things. By the time you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's going to be equivalent to 26. Okay, so you can count it at your own convenient time. So another one is count. This returns the numbers of occurrence of substrings. How many times a particular character occur. So that's what count really does. Okay, let's create a new cell under this, and let's type let's create some code. All right, okay, you can see. So we want to know the number of time m occur. How many time m occur? Okay, so that is it. So let's run the code right now. Let's see what's going to give us. So this gives us 2. You can see m occur 2 times. If it is g also occurs 2 times. If it is r also occurs 2 times. But if it is p, I don't know how many times p occur. Let's run the code. P occurs 0 because it's small letter. So let's put capital letter and let's check it out. This occurs 1 time. So that's it. It's pretty easy. So let's move to another word function, find, called find. This is also awesome. So let's create a new cell under this, and let's create some codes under this as well. So I have like fertile. Okay, that fertile, how many times you occur? We cannot find you. So if we cannot find you, it's going to return negative. Okay, let's see whether this thing is going to return negative or not. Voila, it returns negative value. So another function is lower. So check if all the character of the string is lower or not. Okay, so let's create some couple of code as well. I'm going to create a new cell under this, and after the new cell, I am going to create some codes. Let's create some codes. Let's create some code. Okay, so this is the code that I created. So let's run this. Okay, I want to see s7 dot is lower. So by the time I do this, let's run it. Okay, it returns true because everything is lower. So now this returns boolean, which is true or false. So if everything is what, if you have something like maybe upper case at the top or something, let me say okay fash. Let me create a capital letter and I say fash and probably I try to run the code. Let's see what's going to give us. It's going to return false because there is a particular uppercase inside of this. Okay, good. So let's create a new cell. Let's create a new cell under is upper. So this is supposed to be is upper. I want to say it's upper. So if you have another what function called is upper, that means it's doing the opposite. It's going to check whether all the string is in uppercase. If it is in uppercase, it returns true. If it is not, it returns false. Okay, let's create a new cell under this, and after the new cell, let's try some codes. Okay, all right, so we are writing some code now. Let's say this one is upper. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do in there is, let's run the code. You can see because everything is in uppercase, it returns true. You can see how very awesome this is. All right, so another one is split. So this particular split return list of string after breaking the string by a separator. All right, so what do I mean by this? Let's create a new cell under this. I'm creating a new cell and I am going to create some code. Okay. All right, so okay, let's see. RBS8 is equals to data plus science. So what this thing is going to do for me is going to separate data and what science after I have used a particular separator at the middle. So what, and it's going to give me in list format. So don't worry about list, tuple, dictionaries. We're still going to go deep down into this when we get to data structure. All right, this is Python fundamentals. So just follow along with everything I'm saying right now. I'm still going to break some complex stuff down as we move on in this tutorial. All right, okay, so let me run this code. Okay, as you can see, it breaks it down, give us data separately from science and separated by what comma, because we have actually put a separator at the middle. This split is very, very important. You need to understand it very well. We're going to be using it a lot in data science. Okay, so like I said, this is just a way of trying to let you know somewhat common strings that we use in Python. So there is one thing I want to give to you as an assignment. I want you to learn how to read on your own. So what is strip function and how can you write a code on strip function? So strip remove any extra spaces at the beginning and at the end of the string. So I want you to figure this out. Go to Google, type codes on Python on strips and run it on your Jupyter, and I want to see the result. If you've done that, just let me have your comment in the comment section. Thank you, and I can't wait to have you in the next tutorial where we are going to dive into if, elif, do, while, and break and continue, and this is control structure in Python. Thank you guys for watching and have fun. Bye.